Having an open mind. The way I see having an open mind is pretty much just welcoming anything that is outside of you. Anything that you're not familiar with, and embracing it and try to understand it. That's what I see as having an open mind. For example, I always talk about real estate because this is what I do, and I never want to talk about things that I'm not sure of. I'm always going to speak on things I know for sure. So when I talk about having an open mind is, for example, if I ask somebody to think about purchasing a home or to think about investing in real estate, they might push back on that because they're not used to that. That's not having an open mind. Having an open mind is asking like a question. What is the beginning process of that? What is, what are the requirements? And then once you find out the requirements in the beginning and all of that, then you can come to a conclusion whether that's something you want to do or that's something you don't want to do. If you really look deep into it, a lot of us don't have an open mind because of fear. And this is gonna hit hard for a lot of people, because I know from people I talk to, even myself, sometimes we think we're not scared. We think we don't have fear. But if you really observe and see certain decisions and the way people respond, it really comes from fear. And fear doesn't necessarily means, oh, I'm so scared of that thing. No, fear just means I've never been there and I don't want to explore because I don't know what's going to happen. We as people love to be in control of what happens, but that's not how the world works. There's a lot of things you cannot control, and you just have to let things happen how they're supposed to happen. Now, we have to understand that we are a product of our environment, meaning the decisions we make, how we see things, how we move about things, is mostly because of where we come from, where we grew up, our dads, our moms, our brothers, sisters, friends, everybody else you've been around, everybody else you've grown around, have influenced you one way or another in the way you do things. Now, growing is understanding those things in the first place, understanding that the way I speak, the way I'm thinking, the way I'm moving is most likely because of so-and-so who was around me, so-and-so. If you really examine your life, you'll find out that that's exactly how things come about. So change or no change, that is the question. But change is very important because that's one of the things that are the only things that are constant. That's the only thing that are the only things. Change is the only thing that's constant in life. You know, change is always going to happen. So if you're sticking to one way of doing things, you're most likely going to run into brick walls, or you're going to have a very hard time navigating life as a whole. So you have to have an open mind. You have to go outside of your own view and try to understand other people's views, and then come to a conclusion on which view would benefit you moving forward, without being biased only towards what you know and rejecting something else because you've never known it. So you have to have that open mind and have the space to allow these things to show you the best outcome moving forward. So with an understanding that your reality is heavily influenced by the decisions you're making on a daily basis, it's only right to basically seek to have an open mind, to seek to have other things that can heavily influence you to make certain decisions in moving the way you want to move or go to a place you want to get to. So that was No Script for today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys on the next one.